started running, and the 3-4 dudes, right, got on their motorcycle to chase us.
Oh shit!
I swear to God, this was the most intense life experience, life moment I've had.
Is Singapore becoming a dangerous place? This is your daily catch-up.
Boom.
If you're enjoying the daily catch-up, drop us a like, ring the notification bell, and subscribe. SUBSRIBE.
Wow, solid.
Comment down below. John Paul looks great with long hair.
Is that your host voice?
Yeah, she turns it on.
Okay, anyway, we have Shermane here with us. John Paul is on reservist.
Hi,
so
Sherm.
he's dead to us.
She's our fellow producer.
Yay!
Welcome, Sherm.
Excited to be here.
Up the hotness quotient on the table.
Thank
Just
you.
Sherm's on Instagram.
Okay, so on a more serious note, this is a trigger warning for today's episode because we are going to talk about the rape that happened at Tuas. So do click away if it's sensitive for you. So if you haven't heard, there's been a case of rape at Tuas where two men actually brought a 32-year-old woman to a secluded area at about 2 a.m. at night and attacked and raped her. So she was found only 5 hours later by another migrant worker, and then the police report was made. And after that, within 12 hours, they caught these two guys and charged them.
Oh, that's fast.
It's crazy though. It means that she was just lying in the open for 5 hours.
Yeah, but I think she was
We don't know whether
She was lying in a pool of blood or something like that, by the way.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
She was
shit.
really quite injured. Yeah, thankfully someone found her because I'm not sure whether she would have been able to get help by herself. What stood out to me in this piece of news was that firstly, she didn't know these two guys. They brought her there and then they attacked her. So
Right.
in a sense...
But the big question mark is how they bring her there also, right? We don't know that, right?
Yeah, that was my first question actually. But after that, I thought about it. I guess it's quite easy for two guys to subdue a woman, and then especially if they have their own transport, right? They can just drive her there to... I mean...
In fact, in Singapore, I don't think it's actually quite easy.
Why? Because CCTV...
It's so hard to abduct somebody. At 2
a.m. though. At 2
Yeah,
a.m.
it's really late at night.
It's so ulu.
Okay, hard lah.
They probably planned it actually, because she probably walked around the area, right? It's quite ulu.
That one I'm not sure.
Like maybe she specifically wasn't targeted. Again, we're speculating here, but maybe they both planned that they were going to rape somebody, and whichever girl that appeared at that point of time, they were going to rape lah. Which is really damn sway.
Hardware zone.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Wait, hardware zone is actually used for tech discussions.
That's how it started.
Yeah,
Hardware.
supposedly.
I just know it to be the trashy forum.
Under
trashy Reddit.
eat drink men,
Yeah.
women.
So under this specific case, there were men that were commenting hey, why go for someone so old?
Oh, how old was the girl?
Oh, we're
32.
talking about rape.
32.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
So they were saying that you should have chosen someone younger.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
saying that talking about what was she wearing, that kind of stuff.
So I'm trying to think of the solution, right? Because again, if we are trying to be balanced here, and again, it's not like you said, statistics show that it doesn't matter what women wear.
Would you say it doesn't matter statistically what women wear? I don't think so.
The survey that was done was actually they got a bunch of, I think, women who have been sexually assaulted to tell us what they were wearing.
Right.
And it was, most of them, they wearing normal, can be over knee length, that kind, they're
Right.
covered up.
Plus,
Yeah.
what it sounded like, I mean, again, we're just like speculating at this point, right? But if the two men brought her and to a place to go and rape, it's as though it was somewhat pre-planned. They kind of knew, so it didn't matter what she was wearing. They just knew that a girl that they saw, they both agreed to rape. They both just probably targeted that girl lah. So then, what's the solution, right? Because if it's more surveillance, putting more cameras, I was just thinking about the lift, right? And I realized there is now in every HDB a police camera looking at lifts. And to me, it's I suddenly feel safe. But then the flip side is that half of Singapore is going to say, hey, surveillance country, big
Privacy,
brother,
yeah.
big
China.
brother. But then if you're going to feel safe and do whatever you want, if you're a good standing citizen and you can do whatever you want, then shouldn't the solution then be more surveillance then?
True. And I think something that straight away John Paul and I were kind of talking about was that how do you protect yourself, right? Firstly, especially because in this case, right, it was two random people out of nowhere. It's basically how do you prevent yourself from getting struck by lightning? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was what stood out to me about the case.
What I will do, right, is always aim for the nuts first. Kick really hard. Really, for real.
But male reflexes, right, very fast block the nut one. I just want to say that.
Or what if they
really?
Yeah, okay, no.
No, so you got to distract them first. You got to punch upwards, but then kick
Distract.
downwards.
You punch like that? Okay.
No,
Oh no.
You must join
this
us.
is a fake punch anyway. So you, okay lah, sorry lah.
Okay.
right hook, left hook, and then kick. You can't see my leg, right? But then you kick the nut.
Your credibility start decreasing.
Your street cred go down there.
Something else
didn't
that,
raise it.
like, I think like
Uppercut.
Kelvin or someone, our producer actually mentioned was that he was actually taught that like if you are going home alone, right, you should hold your keys like in between your fingers so that if anything happens, you can like punch them, then your key will stab them.
That
Oh, you
is
mean
a
like the key,
potential
like
weapon.
this?
Yeah, your keys.
No, but you
Like
likely,
Wolverine style.
Hurt yourself also.
yeah, you likely stab yourself.
What? Why?
But one side is round though.
Yeah,
Your keys.
you hold the round one inside lah.
Hey, but those people with
Like,
fingerprint lock cannot
Like so,
do
it's
this.
like if it's let's say
Oh, I don't
skull versus your palm, your palm penetrate lah.
Wow, tough.
But what I heard
Put
on
the eye.
that same note, with lighter.
Huh, like fire and then.
So like you don't
Not
like burn them, right? You just like hold it in your hand. I don't know what it actually works like. It's like in secondary school in Abing that time. You just hold it in your hand, so it hardens the fist, so that like when you punch, right?
Oh.
Like horizontally.
Your hand feel like a brick in that sense,
Okay.
and presumably you can hammer lah because got the
The spark.
You know,
the
the
sparking
spark.
part.
Yeah, but on that note, right, I actually got stalked before, like quite bad. Like I was
wow,
only
I was
like
gonna crack a joke instantly. Yeah.
No,
That was
no, no.
That's terrible. I shouldn't.
like around like 18, 19 years old, right? So I was like going home around like 11 plus PM, which is okay lah. I don't know, it does time matter? I don't know what. So I was walking back home, my own estate lah, like been there for like 20 over years of my life. Then like I was walking back, right? Then I realized that there's this guy like walking the same pace as me, and I'm very annoyed at someone walking the same pace as me. Then right, so I walk faster. Then he also walk faster. I walk slower. He also walk
You
slower.
tried to test him.
Yeah, I tried to test him.
So he was really following
He was really
you.
following me.
Shit.
And then right, I did two things. One stupid, one good move lah. Okay, so the good move is that right, I called my mom.
Okay.
I was damn scared. I was like, Mommy, can you just stay on the line? I'm very, very scared. Then right, then the second move right, that I did was stupid, right? I thought it was clever of me, right, to walk a more ulu route, which is faster home, like faster, as in
Right.
fastest way home, but it's more ulu.
Right.
And then he really followed me. Then I realized, as I was walking, I realized, hey, here but very dark. I'm very scared. Then I like shit. Then my yeah. So but I think my mom called my dad, and then he waited for me downstairs, lor. Yeah.
Wait, so after that, did your dad see the guy that was stalking you?
No, okay, so you must understand, right? My dad, like, he like to act like very tough and all that, because like, this is my daughter, don't mess with her, that kind, right?
But
But he old and fat lah. So
Right.
so he went down to chase after I got like home.
Chase him?
Yeah, he went to chase him. He's like, who's that? How you look like? Wear what? Then he go down. Then I'm like, after like 20 minutes or something, then he came back. Then I asked him, so you found the guy? Then he said, yeah, I found him. Because he was already crossing the road already, so my dad didn't chase lah. And he was slow because my dad fat.
Yeah, he's trying his best. He's trying his best.
Yeah, he's trying his very best. Yeah.
Or
Hammer.
if you carry EC spray for some reason,
I have no idea
What
what
is
that,
EC
sia.
What's
spray?
EC?
the blue color spray for injuries one.
Why
Like
don't we? Also, like, if you are like
If you're a sports person.
So then you
you are a sports
you have a
therapist.
flamethrower. You have an internal flamethrower. Yeah.
Or
Wait,
like
but then
deodorant
in
lah, but
Singapore,
okay.
self-defense is quite a strict thing. So you cannot use excessive force, which means if your attacker, for example, doesn't have a weapon, right, and then you use a weapon, then that can be considered excessive force. But I think it's a case-by-case basis also lah.
It has to be yellow.
Pepper spray is illegal though. I think
I
that
also
is
think
US's
about-
go-to.
I think for it to be self-defense, right, that person have to like attack you first. So that when you attack back, right, it's retaliation. Like if you know that he's coming towards you and you attack him first, right, it's not self-defense.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's not what I'll tell my kids though.
Huh? You tell them to attack first?
Get out alive, whatever it takes.
Just run.
Yeah. Like we deal with the legality.
That's what Bruce Lee said. Like, if you can run. Like, don't.
Bruce Lee said if you
The
can run,
only
run.
thing I know about Bruce Lee
it was
is
him or like
be
a
like
martial
water.
artist. Like, either him or
I
Iman.
saw a TikTok, I think, of this this legendary fighter, right? And he was in a locker room full of martial artists. And he said, I'm gonna teach you all some self-defense. Like tactic lah. Right? He says, you're in a bar, a man walks up to you and say, what the f are you looking at? What do you say?
How good looking you are.
Yeah, I'm looking at your shirt. Where do you get that shirt? Yeah.
This
You see,
is
like,
attention.
Twist it, right? And say, oh my I used to have my shirt like that. My wife loved that shirt. But she passed away now, and I was just thinking my wife.
Oh, that's
And wow,
good. That's good.
And
That's
he
good.
gives so many. Someone bumps into you, someone do this. Why are you staring at this girl? And he just gives a lot of example. This is what you do because you are pro fighters. Y'all will go to jail. Like even you defend yourself, it will be excessive force. So this is how you get. Like this is how you.
Oh, that's very clever.
Yeah, and it's like it stuck to me.
Sorry, so if a guy says, hey, why are you looking at my girl?
I forgot already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I find myself in that situation a lot.
I
lah.
don't know if girls like, you know. Yeah, like the stare one though. You know what I mean? Like if like
Yeah.
we talked about, confidence is a big part in your self-defense, right? Because nobody wants to pick on someone that seems like they will put up a fight. Yeah, but And so when you have that confidence, right, it's also difficult for you to de-escalate when someone comes up to you and say like,
Yeah.
what hell are you looking at? Yeah. But I know, I think about that also. That's like very solid.
So right now, if Abing comes up to you and say, "Hey, kwa simi kwa," then what do you do?
I'll fight lah.
He will fight.
I like the sword thing though. Sorry
Yeah.
Wow, did you all watch the video?
I
Yeah.
watched
The extended minute-long video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were the driver? I asked myself this. I
Same.
cannot answer. I don't know, sia.
So basically, there's a Buangkok Slashing recently, and the guy was standing on the road before he attacked the tall guy, right? He was actually standing on the road and slashing
He
cars.
was just like, no, he was whacking the road also. Like,
No, I think he's just showing his like power. like,
yeah.
No, it's an enemy thing.
But
Like
I-
they dragged the knife on the floor, but he's a bit tall, so he had to bend down. So
yeah, a bit.
the blade was
But he
on
was
the
he
ground.
was slamming it.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because we knew in the end that it was blunt, right? But when he started doing that, it sounded blunt. I don't know how. I don't know how to
gave him
explain
away.
this.
What will you do?
What would you do?
The second card, you're the second card. So like, the first card you cannot blame the dude, right? He's
Yeah,
just thinking, okay, I'll try not to bang this dude.
Yeah.
I'm a woo a bit. Then my car gonna scratch.
Yeah.
He bang my car. They're angry, but he has a sword, right? But anyway, so you're the second card. You saw the first guy do it already. You saw the first guy's car. What do you do?
Honest, I'm just gonna try and swerve and just get home.
Yeah.
You cannot. There's only 2 lanes. It's in the middle of the lane. There's no sword. You
No,
can
so
bang
actually-
him. You can stop way before. You can reverse.
Yeah. No
and
lah, like
self-sabotage
just.
your license.
Wow.
I think
I definitely
was,
won't bang him down.
Yeah, I
lah.
won't bang him down. But maybe
Yeah,
Hong lah.
sure.
Like stun him.
Probably.
Wow, you're gonna open the car doors.
Hey,
yeah.
don't. I
No,
think
but he just has a sword. It's not like a hammer. He's not going to like.
No, but we
break
don't know
your-
that.
I
If you
feel
don't know
like-
it was blunt, what? What if it was not blunt though? No one
Yeah.
confirm whether it's
That's
blunt.
true.
It could be he slammed on. Actually, he's sharp one, but he keep dragging on the floor until not sharp.
Blunted it.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
because it didn't really hit someone. It just hit the grocery bag.
I feel
And
like
you don't
you.
know what's in the grocery bag.
I feel like you have a prepared answer for this. What would you do?
I don't know. I know. I was really thinking about it. I saw Joel's Instagram story.
Yeah, I was answering as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't answer because I couldn't. Like, in my head, right, I would think I would just stop and stare at him. But then I know that at the mode that guy was in, he would have started pacing towards me. Then what? Do I get out of my car
No.
to protect my car with my skin?
No lah.
No.
Right? Or I sit in my car and let him
This
cut
is
my car.
This is why, right, every car needs to have some form of self-defense weapon. Like either an umbrella or like in Malaysia, right,
Interesting. That's your takeaway.
we always carry around. No, in Malaysia, we always carry around a steering wheel lock. That it seems
Yeah.
foreign to like
A lock?
Singaporeans. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's this thing that we'll put right on the steering wheel so that no one can come and steal the car.
Oh.
It's very popular in Malaysia because people do steal cars.
But I don't really see you all use it though.
Not anymore, because now the new cars, right, will come with a fixed
Yeah,
steering
yeah,
wheel lock
yeah,
already. Yeah. But that's a weapon. You can just like, if a guy with a sword come out, just bring out your steering wheel lock. It's full metal, and I'm ready to go. Yeah, like you can defend yourself a bit.
This is like in your imagination, but you
Yeah,
never
yeah,
tried
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Correct.
okay,
In the most
No,
ideal
I
world.
also thought that I still fighter. Then I went for the Muay Thai class. Fucking skipping only.
I heard that you haven't gone back since.
No, I'm done. Hey.
Okay.
No, it's damn sure. It's just I didn't warm up.
Okay,
Sure.
I'll answer your question with a bit of nuance. Right? I think if I'm alone in my car, I'll be a little bit more self-preserving. But I think if I had my girlfriend or wife there, or have my family right with kids, right, I think I would try and go out, close the door, lock it, and then try and like.
No, but there's a scenario that you can just keep driving lah. Then let him scratch your car.
You say he was blocking the road.
Yeah.
I said I would just try and drive off.
Yeah lah, knowing that he'll scratch your car.
Oh, yes, fine lah.
I feel like I will
don't
speed
care lah.
up and honk.
Yeah.
Then see whether he get out
You
of the
see
way.
that scenario is like this. This is him right in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
Then your
okay,
car coming
illustration.
right.
Nice.
Then very slow. You go slower because you don't know what's going on right. You go slower right. Then he's coming to you already. Then you just
You must
honk.
speed up.
You honk like really loud right. He'll be scared. Then he'll be like for a bit.
But what if
Then
he's not
second
scared?
right, you just swerve.
What if he's not scared?
I see. Okay.
One man skid over
No,
here.
next time, right, you keep powder in your car, and then you
Then
open
you-
the window, then you drive off. It's like using. So one of the 6 guys that neutralized the guy lah, the assailant, the attacker. He was from Sri Lanka, and what was interesting was that he really was very heroic. He neutralized guy, and then people in the comment section was like, "Is he Singaporean? Is he from Singapore?"
Right.
Like,
Does that matter though?
No, but people like to ask all these questions. You know, like when the Indian boy went missing also, and then people asking, is he Singaporean or is he foreigner?
Yeah, and they didn't want to look for the
decide-
guy.
Yeah, to decide whether they want to help or not. And I feel like, why does it matter? Like, he's a human being who is helping other human beings.
Correct.
Like,
Wait, which dude is that?
The main
first
guy, the main guy.
with
The groceries, yeah.
Right.
And then like obviously there were a lot more. I think this was only like 1% of the comments. There were a lot more people just saying, "Oh my god, thank you so much." For one guy, I think his wife was saying, like people have been messaging him, right? And then one guy said, "Thank you so much because I have a child who studies nearby, and he most likely would have been at the food court. So I really, really thank you for saving my child's life." You know,
Right.
and it's like crazy.
Actually, the guy that stood out to me, right, was the younger chap.
They went to help.
They were all heroes. Yeah, they were all heroes. Right? But the younger chap that was standing right at the traffic light.
Yeah.
Because, but this is completely my inference lah. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that when the swordsman,
So I'm gonna call him now. Yeah.
when the swordsman go towards them, right, they both try and like evade a bit.
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
that People
Yeah,
are like
yeah.
that from time to time, right? Or like drunk dude lah. You know, like you go coffee shop, it's a drunk dude. He look like he purposely want to bang your shoulder. Then like you don't want to fight with a drunk uncle, so you will siam for him. You know,
That's true.
and that's what the first guy did. That's what the second guy tried to do. But I think the second one made prolonged eye contact. You angered swordsman too much. So
then he slipped.
So that guy tried and do one slash, grocery bag protect,
Amazing.
right? Then he slipped, but the moment he slipped, right, the traffic light guy
Yeah.
pounds on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought, wow, that was sick. Like all heroes, they're all heroes.
All heroes.
all heroes.
But
But first dude was defending
went for it.
himself.
yeah.
Second dude could have ran. The second dude, most Singaporeans
Would have run.
wouldn't have mounted.
Because
the
not your
first.
Yeah.
business, right? Run
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. You run or you take out your phone.
No, so right. So
something.
okay, again, all of them are heroes, right?
All they're heroes,
But-
without doubt.
But 6 of them got the award. And then as I was watching the video, I don't remember there being 6, right?
have you actually
I
the
saw
moment
four,
the
I
second
saw
guy
four.
mount,
Yeah.
a bunch of dudes just ran out already.
Yeah.
Which would all happen so quickly. It was so impressive.
So there was one guy right over there right that I felt I could relate to the most because I'm not very big size. So I feel like if I mount the guy right, I'm not going to contribute at all. But there was one guy that kept going back and forth, like seeing how he could help, right? It turned out that he took his phone and then started calling the police.
Yeah. So
Then I felt like then he would like touch a bit, like just squat down to look like he's like
Yeah.
helping, right? I felt like I would have been that guy.
yeah, you'll be asking him like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'll be asking everyone, you all need
No,
water?
assailant.
Yeah, but you all need water or not? Very hard, right, to push him down. Okay, I help you all.
Yeah.
I call, got people videoing. Okay, I'm here. I'm like contributing.
Okay.
And then
Technically, you were the most important job because if not without the police, what would they have been doing?
that's true. But actually, right, if you watch the video, right, there was one guy from damn far, right, was videoing the guy also. And then the video ends with, "Hey, call police." And this was even before he started slashing anybody. So I think people were calling police already lah.
What if like for female pedestrians? Then how do we help? Like I feel like I'm too small, right, to help to like hold
You
the
know,
hand.
you know
One of
I
them
did
was
exercise with Pat.
Oh.
After we saw that video,
Ah.
I told her, okay, now I am face down on the floor. How will you restrain me?
Nice.
I don't know
we
I will
did
sit
a
on the
little
guy.
practice.
This sounds very
We
kinky.
did a little, no, not at all. Yeah.
So how should you do? Cause Pat also quite small, right?
Yeah, so sit on the guy.
I mean, she tried to sit on like my butt or something like that lah. But
cannot.
it didn't work like. I mean, it's easy to get out of it, right? I mean, what I told her to do was to restrain the arm at the back so I cannot lift myself and to mount the head, like to sit the back of the head or like knee the back of the head.
Huh, but isn't that what they did
George
to George
Floyd.
Floyd?
But for her own safety, I rather she gets out alive lah.
But then what if the guy cannot breathe? Then
Then he
But
will say,
my
"I can't
wife
breathe."
will
Then you
be
get
alive.
off.
oh okay.
No, because honestly, on the flip side though, like what she thinks she would do to restrain someone does not restrain
Yeah.
someone that's just slightly stronger than you.
Okay, so powder in the car, weapon in the car, zip ties in your pockets
Yeah.
at all times.
Imagine you get a traffic stop though.
Yeah, in Singapore,
straight
you are
to
not
bloody
allowed to
jail,
have
sia.
any weapons for self-defense.
Yeah, not even pepper spray.
No,
It's-
but
it's
but
just
taxi
powder.
drivers do have, right? They have
Pepper
like
spray?
No, like a stick or something, like a rod.
Umbrella lor. Umbrella can work.
I realized right that my driving instructor has a lot of things that in his car that he can use to protect himself.
Such as?
He has a brick in his car.
Huh?
It's like, so when we went to learn parking, right, then
Oh,
he
he put
bring
it
me
there.
out of the
Oh.
circuit to park.
Oh, that makes
He
sense
used the
lah.
brick right to draw on the floor, like to make the white mark.
It's like chalk lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
thought the
huge
brick-
ass chalk actually. You think about it.
That vandalism though.
But you drive a while, then the line no more.
Sure.
Wait, I thought it's for you to hold your car or like mark the position or something. No, it's for you to
If
draw.
I hit the curb, I fail though. So I'm
As
not
in, like,
supposed to
it's
touch the brick either.
That's true. I feel
Yeah,
so.
then
I
he
can't
has stick
say.
also that he used to mark the floor. He has quite a few
Oh.
materials.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
You know, we always get some commenters that always go, "Wow, you guys really go derail like really far." This one's for you. I think the only one time, again, I'm such a passive, timid fella, right? But the only one time that I really got the closest to a fight, right, was I think it was Clarke Quay. I was going to the toilet, which was outside, right? And then there was this big ass, like, he sounded like an Eastern European guy, right? And he's like way taller than me. And he's damn big, and I accidentally just bumped into him. And then he turned around, right? And he like was like damn big and he's drunk already, right? And I'm so glad that it was New Year's Eve because all I said was like, Happy New Year!
Right.
And then he like suddenly like he's like anger face, like just like smiled, and then he just hugged me.
Kill him with kindness. Kill him with kindness.
You saved your life.
I saved my life, and I knew how strong he was because when he hugged me, right, it was damn tight.
Gonna crush.
Yeah, I was damn lucky. Damn lucky.
Actually, even with this, right, you know, last time, Crime Watch, love, but there was this one episode that really scared me. That it talked about this girl, she go into the lift, right? There was someone following her also.
Oh shit.
Then the guy go in, and then she got assaulted in the lift. And then so after that, right, like the kind of the moral of the story was, if you are going home late, don't take lift with a random guy you don't know. Which, then after that, there was a period, I was in sec 1 this time, right? I was quite young. Then from after that episode, right, when I go inside the lift and then there's a random guy coming, then I start to get very scared. Like I'm not sure whether like I should exit the lift, or if I exit the lift, does it make this guy feel very bad? Because
also the odds are that guy is not a rapist.
Yes.
Right? Like I mean the probability is like really stacked against that, right?
Yes.
But then there's a good 10-20% chance where that person try and crack a joke of, why? You scared to be in the same lift as me, which I've heard before.
Oh my god, that's
like as
worse.
a child.
Oh.
So creepy though.
Then, no, but I know you don't want to rape me lah. But he cracked that joke, then I'm like, Then my dumbass actually went into the lift and go out with him first.
But nothing happened.
I mean, really nothing happened. But then you kena this kind of weird situation, you know?
Something else that stood out to me, right, was actually that when articles came out about her rescue, like they plastered migrant worker everywhere in the headlines. But then when they talk about the men who got charged, who were also Bangladeshi, they did not mention
that they were
the
migrant
nationality or.
Oh, is that not progress though?
Why are we not just
I
giving
see
the truth?
it's like huge progress though, because like I think what America went through was that whenever there was like a crime, right, then they would say like black men. But when it's a white guy doing a crime, right, it's just guy doing crime. Yeah, so we are like purposely labeling people as though we are trying to create, not just perpetuate, but create the stereotype.
But I think this happens everywhere. Like, I think it's good that.
No, I think it's very rare, but it's a great.
Like even for positive cases, like whenever what's his face, that tennis player, the Scottish guy. Oh my god,
Can I help you?
Andy Murray, right?
Still don't know who. Okay.
Whenever Andy Murray like does well in the Wimbledon, cause he's Scottish, right? The English press will be like, British player Andy Murray is the pride of Britain. But whenever he loses, he's like, Scottish player Andy Murray loses out in Wimbledon. Ooh. So I think like the media,
that's not the same thing.
No, but the media always plays a part in like defining who you are based on their own agenda. And I think in this case, every media company always has an agenda, and it's good that this is a positive one as opposed to like a negative one in that sense.
I remember back when I was like 17. I think this was post O-levels, right? I was not dating Pat yet, but it was like a budding friendship, right? So we decided to go to Batam. But I had reason to believe that because back then her ex-boyfriend, right, which had some beef with me for reasons I don't fully understand lah. But on the surface, we okay. Because he was kind of jealous of Pat and my friendship. And we went to all Batam together as friends, and I think he lives there or got family there or some shit like that. But what happened was that we went to a mall, and then he came to meet us because he was already there with his cousins and whatnot. And then he said, I'll bring you all to another mall, which is better. But only one car came. So the girls took the car. Then the guys will walk from location to location, which is like a 20-30 minute walk. Then I remember very vividly, maybe like 4 or 5 guys. And we were walking in this alleyway, and this is like in the middle of the day, you know. And from far, right, I could see like 3 guys. I remember the main assailant, this is where this story is going, was wearing a Manchester United jersey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Standard. Sorry.
No, and then he was just walking towards our group. And then Pat's ex-boyfriend, right, was telling us, look down. Everybody just look down, don't make eye contact, all that stuff. Like he knew something was off.
Right.
Yeah. Then further started coming in, and a few of us, and I was like maybe at the back of the group. I was slightly like the big brother of the group in that sense. And so I tell everybody, I mean, at that point in time, I think pickpocket lah is the most obvious thing lah, right? So I say, everybody take your, make sure your wallets are in lah, put your hand on your pocket and all that stuff, and make sure there's no one that can bump into it, right? And so he walked right into our group of
he
people
cut through
walking. He wants to cut through, and then they split. And then so I'm the last guy to Xiam, right? And then he lunged and he tried and punched me. But then I stepped back, and then maybe because he was a little bit drunk and shit, so his fist just like grazed my chest.
Anatomy.
Then he fell down. Yeah. Then I ran. I mean, then all of us ran lah. Cause like, no, actually never. We were like, hey, why? What happened? You know, like, we thought maybe he would be drunk and be on his way.
No, they came back.
But no, he told my friend that was from Indonesia, that he believes I'm carrying a weapon or some shit like that.
Is it because you're holding your wallet?
Yeah, I think so. But all of us were. So anyway, then that guy made like some aggressive statements really lah in Bahasa or something. I don't know lah. So then we started running, and the 3-4 dudes right got on their motorcycle to chase us.
Oh shit!
I swear to God, this was the most intense like life moment I've had. Like I really believe that dude wants to kill me, and we were running right, and then suddenly a lot of motorbikes started chasing us. Maybe a lot, like 6 lah. We run, we take a corner, then I just squat behind like dustbins. After a while, right, I got this hero complex, you know of, right? That I realized the guy was just chasing me.
So if you distract,
so my friends were like tearing and crying and shit, really. Yeah, cause really, really very scary. Like I run into those like tire shop. Then then it was a Chinese uncle. I said, uncle, got people chasing us. They want to attack us. We don't know why. So like the uncle was just trying to process what I say, right? Then the dude's coming already, so I had to duck out again. Like over and over again, we
tried to get help.
It was damn scary. It felt like a really shit movie where like I was gonna die.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So then he started. We really kept running. I told my friends, we split up. It's just me, and so I ran off. And then there was this other friend that didn't hear instructions carefully.
He
followed you.
Yeah, he followed me because he was nearest to me. Like then
I would probably be that friend in that situation.
He just followed. He never think properly. But he was also he was the youngest at heart at that point of time. You know, like mentally he was still the youngest. The dude that was crying, it was him.
Oh no.
Yeah. We went to alley there. I realized it was dead end. But then there was like a shelving, so we ducked behind the shelving. And then I remember looking at the dude, right? I'm gonna say his name lah, cause I feel like this moment we burn into our life.
Soulmates.
Yeah, so his name is Han Fei. So he looked at me and then we were both like teary-eyed. He said like, how? That kind of shit, right?
Oh no.
Then this part he told me that I just picked up a brick on the ground, right? And they said we are going out. And I remember, no, not hero. Like I remember on that day, right? You might in a fight you might want to wave a weapon around, but on that very instant, right, I was gonna smash a brick into some guy's head. Like I remember thinking that, and the guy told me my eye was bloodshot, and I told him like we are gonna go out. Then I just held the brick, right, and then we just walked out until we heard motorcycles. Then we run again, lah, you know. And then I remember what saved me was like, you know those shop house where there's a mama shop downstairs, and there was this auntie and this like 20-year-old dude. And then we just ran in, and I told the auntie, I said, same thing, auntie, got people want to attack us, we don't know why we're from Singapore. Then the auntie just let us squat there. Then her son just sat in front, right? Then I know like the tree dude with the Manchester United, like the main dude is back. And he's circling outside the shop. They could have easily come in because it was one old lady and her 20-year-old son. But that Chinese guy alone sat there and they wouldn't cross him. They wouldn't even ask him.
Why?
I don't know.
He's buff.
He was no. I remember he looked like like his physics exactly my this cousin, and my cousin is skinny one, you know. But he is a very like, it felt like he was some big shot. And then in a very dramatic turn of events, that guy that didn't talk to us, only the mother talked to us, flipped open one canvas and then told the both of us to sit on his motorbike. And then the 3 guys, right, just sit there and watch him ride us out to a mall.
Shit.
Yeah, and that was like the most epic.
Wow.
This is like a movie.
It really is. I don't know how to tell you about it because we had PTSD of motorbike sound, right? I swear to God, for like a week or 2 after that. Like we meet, and every time the motorbike sound comes, we just run. Then we don't know it's from where because everywhere is motorbike sound. So when you hear motorbike sound, you just run. And I remember this, like when we got to the mall, for some reasons we could contact the rest already, and we started coming us there, right? And they will pick us up to go in. They drove off the girls already, so now the car will come and pick us up over there. And then the moment we got into the van, right, Harvey and I were shaking. And then when people asked us what happened, right, we laughed about it, but we were shaking, right? Then we just cry uncontrollably for the next 40 minutes. Like whatever adrenaline that was suppressing all the fear and everything, just the moment the adrenaline stopped, right, we just sit down there and bawl. So that's my
That's very
near-death-
traumatic.
That's my near-death experience that I think about very often.
I think it really goes
Damn.
back to the situational awareness thing that John Paul has mentioned in the previous episode. So he talked about how like when he go overseas, right, he
Looking for exits and
whenever they go to like different restaurants, then he will look for like what are different exits, who are the people nearby that look like they will help or they can help in times of like when someone comes in, say with like a gun or what lah, or
Right.
there's something that maybe a fire that breaks out or what, which I think is quite interesting, and I think is like if we're talking about what are practical ways, right, that we can look at protecting ourselves, I think that is one thing to learn.
Yeah.
Second thing is nowadays people like quite hyping up like self-defense classes, especially for like ladies, right? Which is quite interesting.
Hey, you've been going right for classes.
Boxing.
Yeah.
John also. What are you talking about?
we
Hey.
are fellow Muay Thai fighters. You
Yeah.
know, when I went for the class, right, they went to tell the instructors, we go to all pro fighters, which are our coach, they went to tell them that I'm a Muay Thai fighter also.
Yeah, professional.
which I didn't know. And so when they hook us up, right, because I was there for a trial class, right, like Oz got me in, and so I just like do some IG stories for them, right. So they thought that, and then they purposely hooked me up with the instructor that was preparing for a fight this Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah, and then then like when I damn guessed, right, I damn guessed, okay, like 30% into any fucking workout they asked us to do, I guessed really. And he's like, bro, you Muay Thai, right? Like he had this
Genuine like.
this sian lah, what fucking school you go, sia? Yeah, then I'm like, no, what the heck? Wait, who told you that? But yeah, like, come and tell them that I'm a professional fighter.
Muay Thai
Wow.
fire.
Yeah, like, no wonder you beating me. I'm like, hey, a bit. Because
my first-
you know that I got the pet, right? Then I saw because Sherms did the pet work first, so it's like tam, right? But when the instructor come, right, it's tam. No, then I'm like, this is my first class, why are you beating me? You know?
you really hurt him.
It didn't hurt. Yeah,
No, it's okay. I don't know the mic picked that up, yeah. Like damn loud.
it didn't hurt, but I felt very attacked. You know?
I felt very attacked.
And then you got a real big thing.
Hey, thanks, man. So Shams, how was it?
As in what? If I can use MMA
You think you can defend yourself?
So given
No.
that you have experienced like stalking, right, and then now that you have like learned self-defense, I mean, it's
not
only been
really
a couple of classes lah. But do you feel
I
like
go every day, so it's about 10 classes already.
that's true?
more than 10, yeah.
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 But it's not really.
You can tell because her decorum when she comes like the hey, don't talk about what women wear lah. But she really like them slack now, yeah.
Yeah, when's his first?
Everyone just comes in
This is
shorts
my
and
third
slippers.
week in slippers.
No. So like, do you feel more confident now to go out knowing that you have these techniques? Or is it still? Do you still fear the same fear that you had when you were being stalked?
Like if someone like Dan stalk you, would you in your head think you can
It's
kick
okay.
his ass?
No, I think what I learned, right, is not self-defense lah. It's more aggressive.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that I'm physically stronger to
Right.
deal with
Yeah.
such things. Like I feel like you come, I MMA one, I'll beat you, sir.
Yeah.
I guess it's not maybe not so much the techniques, but you just have more like idea of what your body is capable of, like, I guess, in that
Yeah,
sense, and a bit
yeah.
more confidence.
And I feel like the confidence is very important because I think most people don't want to attack someone that will put up a fight. So if you, I feel like having the balls to show that you'll be a fight, you might either get you killed, like 10% of the time, or 90% of the time you deter someone.
Actually, I mean, because I'm like so big, right? Like, I mean, if you haven't seen me in real life, but I am a bit tall, so
Yes,
I
shit.
You're not
always
that tall,
think that
Taller than
you
me.
are- okay, anyway.
You're
Like,
taller than me, right?
I always, I always think that I can take on. Like, if someone really
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
kidnap, okay, if it's one person lah, I think I can win the fight, or at least
Right,
like
right.
injure them and then run away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have the false perception that I can do that, but I don't know whether I actually can. I'm
Yeah.
not tempting anyone to do anything to me, but
Okay.
and I think right, it kind of actually, and also cause I got short hair, I kind of like tomboyish, right? I feel like it kind of helps when I go overseas. So cause Deanna and I did like we went overseas to China, right? And then I think because maybe it's a more unfamiliar place also, and then we are walking around at night, right? Like it kind of did feel like because I look like a guy, so people like are not as tempted to, I think, attack us in a way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus if it were two girls that were
Right.
traveling alone, right? I think it might have been a bit more dangerous also.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, like,
China's relatively safe. They have a lot of cameras. They are very very
Batam
good.
though. I went
So
to
is
Batam.
cameras the answer?
There
Here's
was
the
actually
thing.
okay, I don't know if it's an urban legend or it's an actual story that the city I went to is Xiamen, right? And they have cameras every like 100 meters, that kind.
Right.
So I have another friend, I think Shanghai, if I'm not wrong. He said that like from the moment that he alighted the plane, right? Like disembarked the plane until he got to his hotel. There was like a camera like every 100 meters that they're scanning, and the taxi driver actually told him, right, they're scanning to see whether there's an extra person that pops up, cause human trafficking.
Right.
So they can see how many people there are.
No, I know. Then I was
It's
like,
a paranormal.
yeah.
camera.
Like, no, once you say extra face, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, extra person so that they can track. And then by the time they get to the hotel, right, the hotel know exactly what time they'll arrive also.
Shit.
Right.
I don't know how it's linked to the cameras, but
I
yeah.
don't mind that though.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother you a lot, doesn't it?
And then when I was in Xiamen, my uncle was telling me about this story where they caught a guy who, if I'm not wrong, is a murderer, either that or a serial rapist, that was on the run for 10 years. And then when, like, to the extent that he do plastic surgery and all that to like change his looks already, and then so he was on the run for a long time, he couldn't get caught. And then after that, he went to Xiamen, right? And he kind of like look out for where the cameras are also. So he walked on like the opposite side of the road. And how they actually caught him, right, was that the camera saw him in the reflection of a bus window.
Shit.
And then they caught him.
that's quite cool.
Fuck off.
Shit. Okay.
So that is the and then he said, also now all the policemen just sit in the aircon room and watch TV. That's their job, is to watch CCTVs.
Right.
But
They
it's
don't
not
even need to
efficient,
patrol anymore
Yeah.
because they have so many cameras.
Because patrol will have gaps, and so you create opportunity. Now you don't. There will be a subset of people, and again, I respect your opinion, but there'll be a lot of people who are always very, like, they harp upon data privacy and privacy and things like that, who are not on for more surveillance, right? When Singapore announced that they're going to increase the number of CCTVs around Singapore, there was a huge hoo-ha. Where's the trade-off, right? Like, if you're not doing anything wrong, then why are you afraid of getting caught?
True.
Am I not seeing something here?
What if you're like, you're a teenager, then you're going out with your boyfriend, girlfriend, you just want to hang out at the park, then a bit.
Okay, but it's not
The
illegal,
camera
right?
looking at you here.
But it's not illegal, right?
Yeah, but very uncomfortable, like someone's watching you, or some uncle with a donut. Okay, I don't know.
Some uncle with a donut.
Police.
Hey, how dare you? Oh, yo, Shamuga uncle be up your ass.
The likelihood is probably going to be like a NS man who is like young lah.
Yeah, lor. So like you want that kind of privacy, how? Like you have no privacy at all.
Then don't go to the playground lah. Go to your house or somewhere or.
But you're young, ma. You don't have a place
Your
to.
parents at home though.
Yeah.
See, then you know that you shouldn't be doing
No,
this
but
lah.
like, even what happened, like, unfortunately, at Tuas, right? Like the guys were caught in a day.
12
Yeah,
hours.
I think they were caught 12 hours
That's
after the
mad,
report.
right?
It's crazy.
Like, what? There's a trail of
They
blood. Like,
checked the
like,
CCTV
where
nearby, I
But
think.
Singapore,
oh,
ma,
actually, to
very
be fair,
small.
there was CCTVs, but it still happened.
No, but then you got CCTV. Then like,
How to identify
yeah,
is it?
is there like, is it like really, in CSI movies where like, oh, we got a facial match there, then they then ting,
Scan, like zoom in.
enhance.
Enhance to the word.
You know, I always thought, like, I don't know, right, how, when they collect DNA or they collect fingerprint, right? Like, how do they know it's me?
No, so you must have a
It's
database of someone within the system already.
Yeah, so usually is they can only catch people who have already
Yeah.
like some form of like
Registered.
criminal registration or what. Yeah.
But usually, chances are it's usually the case that it's not a first-time offender. It's usually a repeat offender.
But I think, okay, maybe something more practical or simple that people can try to do to protect themselves is, I think, like Sherm's mentioned, be on the phone with someone. Or now I think it's easier because like Grab, Gojek, all those, right? You can track like who's your driver, like the car plate number, all those. So, and I mean, get someone else to book for you so that they can see like your trip progress also.
No, even now you can just share, right? And then the other person can actually track you. I think the other thing to do is that instead of calling, right, do a video call. Because your friend has a live CCTV or what's happening around you.
That
Well, at
is
least
true.
180 degree lah.
Unless the guy trying to steal your phone and then you made it damn easy.
You put up like that, then you like score.
No, but then his
Selfie.
face is captured, right? So like for example, like I had a friend who was working alone in a Starbucks. And then she had a laptop, right? And she's like, oh my god, I need to go toilet. So she suddenly randomly video calls me. I haven't spoken to her in like a while, right? And I was like, hey, hi, what's up? Then she's like, I'm so sorry. I need to go toilet. My laptop's going to be like alone in Starbucks. Can you just like
Right.
help look out for me? And then she turns me around. I'm looking at the Starbucks entrance. And it's just my face there looking at all the patrons. And it worked. Like no one even
You must
thought
have felt really special though. I bet you
Felt-
overthinked it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, she likes me.
And I protected her. And then there'll be random people like looking like, I'm like, hi, please don't steal this laptop. Thanks.
Oh, really? You said that?
Because if not, I will screenshot their face. What? Screenshot their face.
But you don't have to say that, wa. Just like.
No lah, because like, they were looking like, hey, what's this?
They confuse what is going on in this
Yeah.
situation.
It's like just here to
quite
protect
a
this
good idea.
laptop. Yeah, so just video call if you're like you're alone and you feel like, and I think the other thing is also to be very aware. I think a lot of people like to put on like music and headphones, right?
Yeah.
And that really takes away your like situational awareness. So like look around you, and don't go to an ulu like Ulu area lah. Like Ulu option.
Personal attack.
I don't know why I did that lah. But you know, like subconsciously, right? Like when I'm alone, alone at home, going home, right, and at night, right, I will like clench my fist subconsciously just to show people like if I know someone's behind me, I want to show that I can fight. I want to like
So you
expand
start
my
walking
area
like
of presence. I want to do like I'll do this a bit for real. I know
You just start. Yeah. You just start shooting.
yeah. I know it sounds silly, right? But I do it subconsciously. I'm
No,
just
I
like,
think that's
When
fine.
you clench your fist, I realized how small your fist was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
so how I do this?
Compare the hand size.
Yeah, I don't know. Be
you
scared.
pretend but inside all air.
Yeah, lor, so
I mean, if you really find yourself in an unfortunate situation like that, right? Do you know that Aware's Sexual Assault Care Center actually has a guide on what to do within the first 72 hours of a rape or a sexual assault?
Oh,
But
okay.
after the rape lah.
After,
Yeah, right.
So this one is if you
Okay.
couldn't like protect yourself lah.
Yeah.
If it just happened to you. Yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read out the main points, and I think we'll leave more links like helplines and all that in the description below as well. So firstly is of course safety. So remove yourself from the perpetrator or places that you would likely run into the perpetrator, because
Right.
according to their stats also, a lot of rape actually is done by people you actually know. So you need to avoid these places where you know this person is going to be at. Yeah, and then stop all forms of contact. If there's an injury, quickly go get yourself treated. And of course, if you feel any more danger, call police. Secondly, it talks about like evidence gathering, right? So it's your choice whether or not you want to make a police report, but regardless of that, evidence can be gathered. So for example, there are things that you should avoid doing. For example, avoid bathing or showering, using the restroom, changing
what?
clothes. And if you do change, right, you need to keep the clothes in like a plastic bag so that it can still be used to gather DNA and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, because there might be hair. They might leave like pubic hair or whatever that they can use.
Speaking of, avoid combing hair and resist cleaning up the area. And I know that a lot of these things are hard
it's
to
very
Wow.
hard to
Very
do,
difficult.
especially
Okay.
how I would imagine like how dirty in a sense you feel after
And the trauma.
something like that and the trauma of it, right?
correct.
Yeah, but I think this might have been a scene in Grey's Anatomy where there was a lady that came in that was sexually assaulted, and then she didn't want to collect the evidence, but the doctor actually convinced her that like you should collect evidence either way, such that if you really want to
watch that,
charge him, right, you're going to have the option.
Yeah.
If not later on, right, you will after all this DNA, all this evidence is gone, right, you will
Right.
not have the option to go after this person anymore.
Right, so this is saying in Singapore this applies also. You can go to a police station, get everything documented, and choose not to press charges. Is it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
cause-
there's no time limit on reporting either.
Oh, that's a
Stressful
great tip.
though.
That's a great tip.
Take
Like-
photos of your injury, of the crime scene. Yeah.
Well, I cannot.
I think that's quite interesting.
Imagine being the victim.
Fine.
Of course, the last step is to look for support. Know that it's not your fault, right? But there are helplines. Go to someone that you trust or a family member. Call a professional counselor. Yeah, if you feel emotionally unsafe.
Okay.
Cool.
But the
Very good.
documenting thing, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think I remember watching like a CSI episode. I mean, going back to TV shows, right, where like really like you gonna rape, there is like semen or bodily fluids that's gonna be part of your clothes that can help to identify the person lah, and bring justice at least and some closure.
Okay, thanks for watching. I think today we went through quite a few like useful things that you can take note of. There's more information and helplines down in the comment section. Down in the description box, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.